Hey there, future farmers! Starting a farm can be insanely rewarding. Fresh air, sunshine, the satisfaction of growing your own food. It's basically the dream, right? But let's be real, it's also a ton of work, and many new farmers hit some bumps in the road, bumps that could totally be avoided with a little foresight. We're talking about things like underestimating startup costs, not really understanding your soil, or even planting the wrong crops. So, whether you're dreaming of a backyard veggie patch or a full-blown agricultural empire, stick around because today we're digging into 7 common mistakes new farmers make and how you can totally avoid them to create a thriving, sustainable farm. Before we get our hands dirty though, make sure you hit that subscribe button, smash the like, and leave us a comment down below telling us about your farming journey. We're super curious. Alright, let's talk money. It's easy to think, okay, I need some seeds, maybe a shovel, and I'm good to go, but trust me, the costs add up crazy fast. We're talking about things like equipment, and no, not just the Instagram-worthy tractor, though those are pretty cool, but things like basic hand tools, irrigation systems, maybe even a greenhouse, depending on your climate and what you're growing. Then there are the ongoing expenses, seeds, fertilizer, animal feed if you're raising livestock, and potentially even labor costs. And don't forget about those unexpected emergencies, like a sudden hailstorm wiping out your crops or a piece of equipment biting the dust. To avoid a financial faceplant, you need a rock-solid plan. I'm talking a detailed budget that outlines all your startup costs, and I mean everything, as well as your projected operating expenses for at least the first year, maybe even 2. Think of it like this. You're a financial detective, and your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to uncover every single cost associated with your farm. Begin with a manageable plot of land or a small herd and scale up as you gain experience and, just as importantly, a better understanding of your costs. And here's a pro tip from yours truly. Start small, learn the ropes, master your finances, and then expand your farming empire. So, you've crunched the numbers, you've got your budget locked down, it's time for the fun part, deciding what to grow. But hold your horses, my friend, because this is where a lot of new farmers trip up. They get stars in their eyes, picturing rows of plump tomatoes or maybe a herd of adorable alpacas, but they forget one crucial thing. Not everything thrives everywhere. It's tempting to jump on the bandwagon and grow whatever's trendy or in high demand, but if it's not suited to your specific climate, soil type, and resources, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. Before you even think about seedlings or chicks, do your homework. Research what grows well in your region, talk to local farmers, get their insights, and tap into their years of hard-won experience. Your local agricultural extension office can be a goldmine of information. They often provide soil testing, crop recommendations, and even workshops tailored to your area. Your best bet is to play to your strengths. Choose crops or livestock that naturally thrive in your region. Not only will it save you a bunch of headaches, but it's also way more sustainable in the long run. Okay, so we've covered finances, we've talked about picking the right crops for your climate, and now it's time to get down and dirty, literally. We're talking about soil, the foundation of any successful farm. Think of your soil as a living, breathing ecosystem, teeming with microorganisms, fungi, and all sorts of creepy crawlies that are essential for plant health. It's not just dirt, it's a complex web of life, and treating it like, well, dirt is a surefire way to sabotage your farming dreams. One of the biggest mistakes new farmers make is skipping the soil test. It's like going on a road trip without a map. You might get lucky, but you're more likely to end up lost and frustrated. A soil test will tell you everything you need to know about your soil's pH level, nutrient content, and even its structure. Armed with this knowledge, you can make informed decisions about what to plant, how to amend your soil, and how to create the perfect environment for your crops to thrive. And speaking of amendments, healthy soil needs a steady diet of nutrients, just like us. Over time, plants deplete the soil of essential elements, so you need to replenish them. This is where compost, manure, and cover crops come in. Chemical fertilizers can actually harm the beneficial organisms in your soil and lead to all sorts of problems down the road. So be kind to your soil, treat it with respect, and it will reward you with bountiful harvests for years to come. Let's talk about water, shall we? Because in the world of farming, water is life, literally. It's the magic ingredient that transforms tiny seeds into vibrant, delicious food. But like most things in life, too much of a good thing can be a bad thing, and that definitely applies to watering your crops. Overwatering is a rookie mistake. We've all been there, right? You see those little seedlings so fragile and vulnerable, and you just want to shower them with love and H2O. But hold back, my friend. Overwatering can suffocate your plants, depriving their roots of the oxygen they need to breathe. It can also lead to root rot, fungal diseases, and all sorts of other problems that will make you want to cry into your compost bin. Underwatering, on the other hand, is like sending your plants to the desert without a canteen. They'll wilt, they'll struggle, and they might not recover. So how do you strike that perfect balance? Well, different crops have different water needs, so it's crucial to do your research and figure out what your thirsty little buddies prefer. But here's a general rule of thumb. Water deeply and less frequently. Drip irrigation delivers water directly to the roots of your plants, minimizing waste and maximizing efficiency. By implementing smart watering practices and investing in efficient irrigation, you'll not only save water, but also boost your yields and create a more sustainable farm. All right, so you've mastered the art of growing food? Congrats! You got a green thumb, your soil is happy, your plants are thriving, and you're basically living the dream. But here's a reality check. Farming isn't just about growing food, it's also about selling it. And that, my friend, requires a solid market plan. Here's the thing, you can grow the most beautiful organic heirloom tomatoes the world has ever seen, but if no one's buying them, they're just going to rot on the vine. Sadly, this is where a lot of new farmers drop the ball. They get so caught up in the production side of things that they forget about the equally important task of figuring out who's going to buy their produce. Before you even plant a single seed, you need to do your market research. This means identifying your target audience. Are you selling to local restaurants, farmers markets, or directly to consumers? What are their needs and preferences? What are they willing to pay for? Once you have a good understanding of your market, you can start to develop a marketing strategy. This could involve creating a website or social media presence, attending industry events, or partnering with local businesses. And here's a pro tip. Diversify your offerings. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, so to speak. Remember, farming is a business, and like any successful business, it requires a deep understanding of your market and a strategic approach to reaching your customers. So you've planted your crops, you've got a marketing plan in place, and you're feeling pretty good about your farming journey. But here's the thing about farming, it's a marathon, not a sprint. And just like any long-term endeavor, it requires a clear vision, realistic goals, and a whole lot of perseverance. One of the biggest mistakes new farmers make is jumping in headfirst without a solid long-term plan. They might have a vague idea of what they want to achieve, but without a roadmap to guide them, they often end up feeling lost, overwhelmed, and burnt out. Think of your farm plan as a living document, something you revisit and revise regularly as your farm grows and evolves. It should outline your short-term and long-term goals, your strategies for achieving those goals, and your plans for dealing with challenges along the way. Your plan should also include financial projections, marketing strategies, and even succession plans for the future. Here's a pro tip. Break down your long-term goals into smaller, more manageable steps. Let's be real. Farming is tough work, physically and mentally. It's long hours, early mornings, unpredictable weather, and a whole lot of problem solving. It's easy to get caught up in the day-to-day grind, to feel like you have to do everything yourself, but that's a recipe for burnout. One of the biggest mistakes new farmers make is trying to be a superhero. They try to do it all, to be the farmer, the marketer, the accountant, the mechanic, all rolled into one exhausted human being. But here's the thing, you don't have to do it alone. There are tons of resources available to help you, from online forums and communities to local farming organizations and mentors. Don't be afraid to ask for help, to learn from others who have been there, done that. Joining a local farming community or online forum can provide invaluable support, advice, and even just a listening ear when you need to vent about those pesky aphids. And remember, taking breaks isn't a sign of weakness, it's essential for your physical and mental well-being. So there you have it, folks. 7 common mistakes new farmers make and how to avoid them. Farming is an incredible journey, full of challenges and rewards, and by steering clear of these pitfalls, you'll be well on your way to creating a thriving and sustainable farm. Remember, it's okay to start small, to ask for help, and to make adjustments along the way. Now we want to hear from you. Which of these mistakes surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe to Global Fact Trends for more expert tips and farming inspiration. Until next time, happy farming.